Hey guys, Dan here, doing a quick little video for you. Sorry I was too lazy to get my actual camera out. I'm using my webcam right now, which is why it is not in widescreen. But a fan of mine, who goes by the name DYLANDISASTERbz, has been talking to me a bit. He's a pretty cool guy. He's a bit of a fan of mine. Recently discovered me, I'm assuming. And he said, "Hey, can I do a Q&A with you?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And so he sent me a few questions, which I'm going to answer today. But this gave me an idea. Might not follow through this, but if anyone else wants to do something similar to this, send me a question or do a Q&A with me. Just send me a message with the private message thingy with your question or questions. And I'll credit you in the video if I make another one of these. Or maybe no one will send questions and it's supposed to be a one-time thing. Either way. I haven't really looked at these questions. So let me start this off. DYLANDISASTERbz, here we go. Question 1. How long have you been making your awesome videos? Well, first of all, thank you for saying they're awesome. I've been making videos for, if you've seen my video, 8 years of filmmaking, 8 years, and on February 9th, I believe it is. 1 minute, let me just check the thing. On, I believe, February 9th, it'll have become 9 years. And for anyone who's wondering, my first film, well, let me make sure the question, okay, yeah. The next question doesn't really go into that. My first film, which I made on, sorry, this video is not high on production value. Yeah, February 9th, 2002. It was just me. Basically, this is a true story. I was coming home from a bar mitzvah. And I was sitting in the car with a couple of action figures. I don't have the film anymore now, which sucks. I might find it someday. But I was sitting in the backseat of the car with some little toy thing, Tinker Toys, I think they were. And I'm like, let's see, I'm going to make up a story with these. Well, I eventually made up a story. I'm like, you know what? If I use my dad's VHS camera, I could film this and make a movie. And so I did, and I don't know where the film is now, but I distinctly remember that that film exists. And it was basically about a couple of Tinker Toys being attacked by a stuffed worm, and they were burglars, I think. I don't really remember, but that was when my first film was. And, yeah, ever since then, I've just been making films. I went to a class once, a couple of years later, which really helped me a lot in understanding, because before that, I was just using a VHS camera, and I actually got to use iMovie, which was great. Now I use Final Cut, of course. Next question. Which video you made are you most proud of? I need a little time to think about this. A lot of my, it's kind of hard to pick one. My recent movie that I made, Stuck on a Silent Movie, I like that one a lot, especially the ending I came up with. I don't really know, because, well, I have a lot of ideas of, like, long films I want to make, but I never really had a chance to do them. And, I haven't really had a chance to do any artistic films, really. You know what? I'm just going to go through my list of YouTube videos, see what's going on with these. Let's see. One thing I'll never really understand is if you've seen my video about Cigar Guy and my video about top 5 most screwed up and disturbing anime moments. Those are my 2 most viewed videos. Some I didn't really put that much work into, but people just seem to like them. Not that I'm saying they're bad. I just really like them. People just really seem to like anime and Cigar Guy back when he came out. But yeah, I wouldn't really say there's one video I'm the most proud of. I will say, however, if you had a chance to see, say a film I made in, you know what? I'll put up the film right now. One of the films I made, I think this is like the 4th film I ever made. Ready, go. Alright, I used my magical editing skills right there. That was a film I made called The Unsuspecting Victim. I just made it on a limb when I figured out my laptop with a webcam that I got for school could make videos. And take a look at some of my newer stuff, like Stuck on a Silent Movie. You'll see I've learned a lot. So I kind of went on a rant there, but whatever. This is my interview. I can do what I want. Number 3. Is there any particular software or movie program you use to make your special effects? Example, Windows Movie Maker. No, I use a Macintosh computer. Let me see. For the first, I started using a VHS camera. I already went into that. Then I used iMovie HD 06. I don't really like 08 or 09 or anything after that. I still love 06. In fact, when I got my new computer, I went back to my old one and got iMovie 06 on here just so I could still use it for short movies that I didn't really need to import into Final Cut Express, which is my other thing that I use. I really like Final Cut Express. It lets me do a lot of things. I don't really have the money for Final Cut Pro, but hopefully I'll be able to use that someday. But Final Cut Express and iMovie is really all I need right now. I don't have After Effects, which is, I don't really need it for the things I want to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much answers that question. 4. What do you film your video footage of yourself? Like when there's that green sheet behind you. Wait, where do you film? Oh. Alright. That green screen is basically most of the stuff. I think every video I've ever made on this channel has been in my house. Yeah, pretty much everything's in my house. This is my room, obviously, you can see. And, tell you what. Alright, let me see if I can do this. Webcam, here we go. This is my room. And over there, if you'll see right behind that chair, that's where the green sheet used to be. And over there, you'll see down there, there's a Wii balance board. I don't really know why I decided to do this, but that's back when my green screen worked. Eventually, my camera it just got screwed up, so my green screen doesn't work so well anymore. But yeah, most of my stuff is just in my room. Next question. That video with the iPhone invisibility app, was that really an app? No, actually. The iPhone invisibility app, well, it was an iPod for one thing. Basically what I did, I took an iPod. Let's just pretend, I don't want to use my phone. My phone has my phone number on it. Okay, let's pretend I'm holding an iPod. The iPod, I basically used a thing called the flashlight app. I made it so that the whole screen was green. Then I just used a green screen to basically filter out through the iPod and behind. So basically, if I hadn't edited it all, it would basically be an iPod seeing through to a black screen. But instead of a black screen, I put in a picture of this place I was sitting without me in it. So basically, the iPod was acting as, through editing, I basically made the iPod look like, it's hard to explain. Maybe I should have made a video about this. I basically edited out the square in the iPod, or the rectangle in the iPod, and put in a picture of me not in the room. So basically, yeah, I guess that sums it up. Question 6. What inspired you, or what made you want to make videos? I kind of went over that. Well, to be honest, I've always loved doing it, and it's just something I feel I'm really good at, for one thing, and I am an artist, obviously, and that's how I get my message across. I've tried other things like drawing. I've tried a lot of forms of art. I've tried drawing. I haven't really tried music, but I'm not very good at that. And I'm not very good at drawing, so that wasn't really for me. And, well, just film is really the way I get my images across. Like, you might see one of my films and be like, oh, this is just a little stupid thing. Some of them are just like, I got an idea for, I don't know, what's one of my videos? Like, you've seen that video, My Beautiful Face. I thought, I'm going to take 60 pictures of myself, edit them around. Actually, I was sitting right here, and I was just like, that. And that was just a stupid video, but well, hopefully someday I'll be able to be a professional filmmaker. And that's really my dream right now. I feel like I've sort of rambled on with this, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, what inspires me to make my videos? Jesus. No, just kidding. I'm not that religious. Let's just forget I said that. Anyway, I probably shouldn't say that. Question 7. Silly question you don't need to answer. Does your mom know you make these videos? Yes, she does. I don't know how I could be making films for 8 years without my mother knowing. She has appeared in some of my older ones that I've never released. There was one called Detective Dude, where I looked for my mother's missing fork because she lost her fork, and I was a detective looking for it. Maybe I should release that someday if I can ever find it. A lot of my films are lost right now. Wow, I've been rambling for 10 minutes. Anyway, maybe I'll cut this a bit. So that's, yeah, my mom knows I make these videos. She definitely approves of it. And she really supports me a lot. And thank you, mommy. Yeah, she knows. Oh, this is the last question. Is there any kind of video you've wanted to make that but you haven't been able to? That's actually a pretty good question. Well, actually, I always keep what every filmmaker I believe should have, an idea file. Alright, I guess I could share some of my ideas. If I ever make a feature-length film, one day I think I really should put some more work into this. I want to make a documentary about zombies and the history of zombies. That might sound a little stupid. It's just an idea I've been floating around. I might be able to do that though. And if I ever make a feature-length film, I want it to have something to do with a guy who's like, maybe a guy who's like shipwrecked or something like that. Like I've always had the idea a guy alone on a boat and all the stuff he has to do. And eventually, I haven't really developed it, but yeah, there are a lot of things. I have a ton of these. Like, what other stuff I have to do? Yeah, there are a lot of films that I want to do. I'm scrolling through all these, but like, I'll just jot down an idea. Like, I thought, maybe I could do something with a bathtub and a guy jumping out of a bathtub and killing someone. So I just type down bathtub. Then I'll have more elaborate ideas that get developed, and yeah. Yeah. So this has been a document. Thank you, DYLANDISASTERbz. I'm sorry, my document. Yeah, why do I keep saying documentary? This interview, Q&A thing. I rambled a lot in this, but I'll just upload it as is. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any more questions, anyone, remember, send me a message, and I'm gonna go work on a video. I don't know which one, but I'll work on something. All right, thanks for watching. I'm Dan Diorio. As always, have a good one, and thanks for watching.